Almost forgot to record this, boys. So today's video is a sad one, but it's a fun one as well. The Crown has sold, the Majesta's sold. A really nice guy reached out, wanted it. It's exactly what he wants. It's done how he wants. He's gonna love it and look after it. So this is my final drive in it. And yeah, he's taking it tonight. So for us, boys and girls, don't worry guys, I'm gonna be getting another one. I'm gonna get a broken one so I can continue the videos and give you guys more how-tos and valuable videos like that. So don't stress, the Crown content's not gone. I just gotta find a crash one. But you guys are gonna come with me to buy the new car. I think I'm regretting my choice. Enjoy, brother. All right, so the Crown Majesta is sold. It was sad to see it go, but also I was really happy to see who it went to. It went to a really nice guy, a family. Him, his missus, his kids all seemed really excited about the car. So the fact that someone else gets to enjoy that car and look after it and love it, and yeah, it just makes me feel really happy. It is a couple of days later at the moment, and actually one of my subscribers reached out to me that's helped me with the E46 a little bit, and he was like, oh, the guy that bought it works at my work, and he sent me a photo, and all of his workmates were like all hanging around the car checking it out. So really stoked that that's the scenario that it's got to, which is awesome. Now obviously, as you guys know, it is November, December time. Christmas is here. This was like, we went for a family Christmas shoot, hence why these videos are taking so long. You know, obviously friends and family are visiting, and obviously, you know, work on all that stuff. So I am trying to make these videos as good as I can for you and get them out to you, but there are slight delays, obviously, so I apologize. But this afternoon we are going to shoot down to have a look at a car that I'm hoping is the replacement for the Majesta. So depending on what you guys have been following, you'll know the car, or you might not know the car, or you've got an idea of the car. If you have an idea of what I'm getting, chuck it in the comments. I'm curious to see what you guys think I'm getting. It is a bit of a project car, but nothing crazy. I will be doing a build on it, or some mods on it, some fun mods, and I'm gonna do them all in one video for you. It's not gonna be this one, it's gonna be the next one, but let's go down, check it out, see if I like it, and if I do, and I'll show you guys. Alrighty boys, we got it. This car ended up being way better condition than I was expecting. Also, side note, no, I'm not trying to be Adam LZ, it's November, so, you know, save a bro, grow a mug. Yeah, look, I was on the fence about a few cars. So as a bunch of you may know, initially I was looking at an L320 Range Rover Sport. I've had one of those in the past. Really nice car. I wanted a turbo diesel because we had one of them in the past and it was really good on fuel. Towing capacity is crazy, all that kind of fun stuff. So as you guys also know, I've got the Super, I've got the E46, two very low, very fuel bad economic cars. Not good English, but whatever. Yeah, they suck on fuel, but they are top notch on fun, right? So I wanted something kind of opposite. I wanted a SUV, I wanted really good on fuel, I wanted tow capacity so that I can tow cars if I buy some more off the auctions or off of like Marketplace for the channel, things like that, right? If I get non-runners, I want to be able to tow it, and the L320 did mark that, like tick that box, 3.5 ton tow capacity. But also the price was a bit up for them being a bit, I don't know, I've had it before, you know, and I've always wanted the car that I'm in. I've always wanted one. I've always loved them. So I started doing a lot of research, and the car that I'm in, it comes with many different variants. And then there's an update and it comes with more variants. There's so many. I reckon there's probably like 15 different variants of this car just in engine, gearbox setup. So looked into it, found out the one I wanted. Now with colors, I initially was like, oh, I want a white car. My missus has a white Haval, so white SUV looks very nice, very tidy, very classy, and I was looking around for one of these in white. And then I saw a picture of one murdered out, and I was like, oh, maybe I'm gonna go with black. And I had in my mind, I'm only gonna get a black one. That's it, that's all I wanted. I did have a look at one that had a red interior, sent it to my mate, and I was like, bro, I really want this one, but it was out of my price range. Not out of my price range, it would have just taken up all the funds in just purchasing the car. So I was like, don't worry about it. Anyway, it took me like 5 months to sell the Majesta. Thankfully sold it to a really nice dude. His family was keen on it, his kids were keen on it, he was keen on it, really, really happy. So he took that, a lot cheaper than I was anticipating to sell it, but in these times, it is what it is. And the car that I had been looking at, this one, that wasn't black, dropped in price significantly because the guy couldn't sell it because the market to sell cars right now sucks. It's just the facts of it. I was looking at a black one in New South Wales, and then what I do, just a little heads up of kind of how I buy cars, I'll ask the person for the service logs, and then I'll call the last workshop that worked on the car and be like, hey, you just worked on this car, you know, here's a rego, what do you got in your notes? You know, does it suck, is it good, what's the go? That one I called and he was like, look, I don't want to be talking bad about it, but it's got a bunch of engine leaks, you're gonna have to drop the engine to do that. He reckons most Euro cars you have to do that, and this one was one of those. So, you know, you're looking at like 5K to drop the engine, and I was like, nah, that's not worth it. So at that point I went, maybe I look at this other one, which is not black, but is a different color that I actually originally was looking at. Right when I first started looking at getting an SUV, this is the color I initially wanted like a year ago. I really wanted it, and I was like, oh, that'd be sick, but all of the ones I was looking at were trash. They were all like really bad condition, drove like crap. I was just like, I'm not buying that. Hey lady, get out of my bum. Like, bro, it's 50. Chill out. Anyway, went and had a start of an inquiry of this one, and the guy sent me pictures, and it was like brand new inside. So I was like, got the service logs, called the old workshop, and he was like, oh, that's my old car. Told me everything about it, had heaps of maintenance done to it. Sorry I keep hiding you. So yeah, it was kind of best case scenario to get a second-hand car. You know, a lot of maintenance has been done on it, been well looked after. So without further ado, let me show you the car.
And here it is. My new to me 2009 E71 X6 35D, so diesel. Now, if you know anything about E71s, yeah, buddy, my son loves this. He loves it so much, which is great. If you know anything about E71s or BMWs in general, they go through a facelift. Now, this is a pre-facelift because this model, when it went to facelift, went from an M57 to an N57. I wanted the M57 because it has a really, really, really good reputation, and the N57 just seems to have a few more issues. I mean, all cars have issues, all engines have slight issues, whatever, but I wanted this one. So I picked this up for a really good price. Diesel, so it's really fuel economic. I have got big plans for this car. I am going to be doing a build on it, but it's going to be a 1-episode build. So the next video you see of this car, we're going to be changing a whole lot of stuff. Now, as you would probably know, 2009 was an era that didn't have the best head units and so on. Yes, I did get the rarest interior, the blood red interior, which I'm so excited about. I've always wanted a BMW, I've always wanted a BMW with blood red interior. It's just been something on my list that I've really, really wanted, and this just worked. Like I was telling you guys, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with color, so I was going to go white, I was going to go black, and then my original was this kind of dark gray. I wouldn't call it gunmetal. I don't think it's dark enough to be called a gunmetal, but it is beautiful. It's a nice dark grey. As a daily, that's really good because, as you guys probably know, greys and silvers do hide dirt the best. Although this has had a full ceramic coat over the car, so the water just beads off, the dirt just beads off. It's the only time I feel that those like laser washers actually do anything is when your car has been ceramic coated, because you go in, it just rinses it off and everything just falls off. This I just went through. It was dirty because I went to the Friday night drifts last night. So obviously I was parked up in the dirt, drove through the dirt, and the obviously rubber from all the cars in the smoke in the air, and a quick rinse, and it's come up mint. Now, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do to the car. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to change, because I do need a bit of clickbait. I do need you guys to come back into the next video and experience all that with me, but we have a bunch of stuff. I literally, the second I bought this, I got to work and I ordered a whole bunch of stuff online. And I've got even more stuff I need to order online. So there's a bunch of stuff coming. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be really exciting. It's going to be a really good video for all of you guys, not just E71, not just BMW, but everyone with a car. You'll understand in the next video what I mean, but please like, comment, subscribe, come to the next video, check it out. I'm going to show you do's and don'ts of something that is very valuable to all of you. So this is a new car, guys, 170,000 Ks, M57, diesel. Spoke to the previous owner, which was actually the workshop. So like I told you, I call workshops to find out how the car is, and the previous owner was, the previous workshop was the owner. So he went through all of it. He's cleaned out the intake, he's cleaned out the turbos, he's cleaned out everything. Obviously the issues with these is the EGR DPF still has that, because legally it needs it. But yeah, if that's the only issue and you can clean those out, well, not only, but you know, most common, I'm very happy. So guys, like I said, please come along to the next video and see what we do with my new beautiful daily that does 1,000 kilometers per tank. See you guys in the next one.